Good morning. So my chart went crazy this morning. My hepatologist is in the habit of making comments on every single lab result. Same comment on every lab. There were 3. I can count. There's 3. Just like the other day when I said there's no numbers behind my name when I meant letters. Anyway, there were 3 tests and the same comment, although I think 2 of them were posted by the nurse practitioner. I don't know. But what my hepatologist said was that my labs are stable and to ask her if I have any questions. So, in the absence of being scheduled for a biopsy, it kind of looks like I was right, that it was the Lipitor. And I'm not going to crow about it. I'm not going to get all arrogant because, I have the time and the motivation to look at all the numbers and to go through it with a fine-tooth comb. They have hundreds, if not thousands of patients, and these are very, very sick people, so of course, minutia has to be looked after by someone like me. They just don't have the time, right? So if my enzymes go up and up and up and up and up, and it looks to them like autoimmune hepatitis, well, it's not going to hurt me to put me on prednisone and something else. It'll probably actually help. The only problem is overlap syndrome is pretty serious. And, excuse me, I just made it. I don't want it to get cold. I'd be walking through life thinking I have another autoimmune disease attacking my liver, and it would be another stress vector. And I'm convinced that cortisol and maybe even hormones are part of the reasons why my bilirubin is so high. I just finished my cycle and I know maybe people don't want to hear about that, but these things are part of health, like hormones, everything goes through the liver. So I also wonder if that is why I get into such black moods, or why it gets so bad. Because I read somewhere, and if you read it somewhere, it's a fact, right? But I read somewhere that when the hormones are highest, they keep your liver pretty busy breaking them down. So, as a cirrhotic, it looks like maybe, for a few days, maybe some essential functions. And plus I was super dehydrated. I don't know. I was in a bad place. I'm getting better. A lot of it was fear over the overlap syndrome, and underlying family issues that have been going on all my life, Yeah, and this is going to happen, The thing about being chronically ill is it's lifelong. And, you work through it and you get to a point where you're like, okay, I feel okay. But okay is subjective, and okay is different from day to day, and any little thing. I mean, my system, my physical body is very delicate. I can't take vitamins because my liver can't take it. Although probably at my stage I probably could, but it's better to be safe than sorry. I don't take anything I'm not supposed to take. No painkillers, nothing. And I'm sure my system can handle it. I'm very compensated, but why take the chance? If I'm not supposed to take it, there's a reason. So, yeah. So I've gotten back on the horse with my exercise. I've walking, riding the exercise bike, doing the weights, the yoga and the aerobics. Those I do them when I feel like it, when I'm, but those are the weight bearing and strength building and stamina building exercises that I rely on the most. And it feels a lot better because I, on breaks when I do exercise, when I come back, I feel great when I'm working. It's just like, yeah, I can do this, no problem. you know, it's very hard to get the motivation when you're in a bad place and you feel like another disease, like I can't stop this, I can't control this, like, eating and coffee and taking exercise is only going to go so far if I just keep getting more and more diseases to my name. But yeah. I didn't study this Sunday, but back on the horse this week. I have, even though I have a bunch of appointments next week with UCLA, I have an appointment on Wednesday with my mentor because this is just as important as my health. My success is important. My future, my career success is important. And as long as I have the ability to work, I'm gonna do what I can to move up in the world. I've always been very, very, very good at multitasking, so it's fine. It's fine. I think I'm gonna leave it here. I feel really good about that note from my doctor. There was also a time when the old owner of this building was trying to sell it, and so she was trying to evict everybody out, and our turn came along, and I wrote the answer to her summons and complaint, and our lawyer actually used it in the trial. Not the trial. I mean, what happened is eventually she stopped coming and it just got dismissed, so like my answer didn't win it or anything, but like it feels really good when a lawyer will take your words, and when a doctor tries what you suggested, it turns out to be correct. It just feels good. It's just a nice feeling. So, yeah, so I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon.